So you got involved in this whole thing as far as bringing some publicity to it, is that correct?
Yes.
Tell me what your role was in that and how you went about doing that. And it's important because not just the fact that you saw what was going on, and from what I hear you saying but not saying at the same time, I would surmise that you think the entire thing reeks of a cover-up and injustice. And, some people, that really bothers, and they want to bring this public. And I'm not saying that was your motivation, but, people would want to know when something goes wrong, we should be able to trust our government. People tell us to trust the judiciary, trust the system. And when the system blatantly fails, it destroys confidence that people have in the entire system. And is that kind of part of the reason that you started this? Or, just tell me about what you did and how you did it and everything.
I think it was like a week later. I can't really remember the dates. Yeah, maybe 8-9 days later. I had seen what was going on. We know a lot of people in this community, and this is how wild the whole thing is, because before I had even told anyone, I was getting calls after phone call of my mom's friends saying, "Is it true?" And me saying yes, and then them saying, "Was it the man that did it?" And I said yes. And that's how fast things got around. So everybody knew what happened. When the news would post it, they'd just say, "Oh, say his name." And, they'd write it down there. Say his name. Like, don't play around with us. Like, we know who it is. Come on. And so I was frustrated. I was frustrated with the way everything was handled. When, once we realized why his name was not being shouted from the rooftops, I was even more angry. I didn't realize that he wasn't officially arrested in any capacity, right off the bat. So it definitely stirred something in me. I could just feel there was nothing. Nothing was being said. Nothing was happening. And so we'd gotten together after his funeral. We have a large amount of siblings. And so we were all there, and we were just kind of spending time with our mom. And she had, I think it was one of my brothers, said, "Well, why don't we, take a shot?" Chad had bought this whiskey, and it was like peanut butter whiskey. And he said, let's take a shot together in honor of him. And so we said, okay. And so, of course, we're all using solo cups because all the shot glasses were like packed away. And so we were like, okay. And one of our friends there recorded it and then sent it to me. And so I, had just kind of held on to it. And it was a few days later, and I was about to go to bed. It was like 11:30 p.m. And I was like, I was emotionally drained. And so I just kind of got on TikTok and put it on there and literally just kind of said what was happening. Like, here's what's happening. They're not talking about who it is. Nothing's going forward. Nobody's talking to us. Like, somebody please bring attention to this, because we don't know what to do. Like, we can't do anything in the corner we're in. And when I woke up, it had hundreds of thousands of views and climbed to, I think, over 6 million. So at that point, it had gone viral, and we were being reached out to over and over again. And it was maybe 2 weeks. Honestly, what's funny is right after that, we had kept waiting. So we knew that the DA had recused herself. So we knew that the AG had it. And what we had been told, because we were calling the AG's office, and what we had been told by the AG is, well, we're waiting for the police department to pretty much recuse themselves. Like, they're still doing their investigation. So we have to wait for them to recuse and to turn that information over to us. Mm-hmm. And I was mad. I was like, why are they holding on to this information? Like, they're not going to do anymore. They can't do anymore. Like, it's a conflict of interest at this point. Yeah. And so when I posted that TikTok, within 24 hours, the Lubbock Police Department had recused themselves. Within 24 hours. Wow. Because they were getting blown up by people calling, I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, there have been a few times that we've put out some videos that it's amazing how judges or whatever, people think that, they've made this great decision, and then all of a sudden they get some public pressure. And the public helps them to see things in a little different light.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Mom.
It's okay. I mean, I'm going too soon. Justice
Just
for
for
Chad.
Chad.